The civil war is underway within Leafs Nation. Nobody with a straight face, Rosie, can justify what we've seen from the big three in this tournament. We find out upper body soreness for Auston Matthews. Doesn't play against Sweden. I get it. Sounds like he's going to play on Thursday. No concern there. Mitch Marner played 12:46 yesterday, demoted to a bottom six role. Second fewest ice time on the team behind Travis Konechny, 12:11. And Nylander's turning 3 games, 2 assists, 3 shots on goal, not even shooting the puck. And I understand the caliber not the same on Sweden, but just your overall breakdown of what we've seen thus far from the 3 Maple Leafs.
Yeah, I mean, during that Canada game, I don't think I saw a whole lot out of Auston. I think there was a list put out that he's in the top 25. You were part of that process, players of this last quarter century, and he's got 2 Rocket Richards. He's got a Hart Trophy. He's a phenomenal player. But I'm wanting him to move the needle a little bit more. He's as in his prime as ever. I know there's some questions about his health and whether he's 100% healthy. Obviously, he's healthy enough to go to this tournament, but he could have taken the time off to recuperate. But, my eye was on Auston a little bit. People are like, oh, he was fantastic defensively. It's like, do you say that about McDavid? Like, if he's not putting up any points, that's not what he's there for. So kind of a head scratcher. Nylander, I kind of expect a little bit more out of. I think guys, especially Zach, had a lot of eggs in the Nylander and Sweden basket. Obviously, not enough firepower to get by these 2 powerhouses. So not a lot happening there. I thought we'd see some more fireworks with him. I had some money on him to score in a couple different games. And Mitchie boy, obviously, 3-on-3, he's probably one of the best players in the world. People want to talk about his overtime winner. I would build a team around him 3-on-3. No, not disputing that. It's just when the backs are against the wall and it gets really tough and it's a grindy thing and you're in one of those battles, which was Saturday night, was that exactly, and tends to go away. You don't notice them quite as much, and that's a little frustrating. I hope it's not a precursor of the playoffs, but people are piling on us saying, well, this 3-game tournament, you're honestly going to judge. I'm not judging him on the last 2 games. It's been 9 years of this group and failing when it matters. So this tournament, we said, if it's high intensity and there's a game on the line, it would be nice if one of these guys stood up and took control and was the Sidney Crosby of the day. Hasn't happened yet, but I mean, maybe Mitchie boy's got something up his sleeve for Thursday night against the Americans. That would be fantastic. I hope it happens more than anyone. I would love my Twitter to blow up of everyone saying, what do you think about Mitchie now? Would love nothing more than that. So we will see, but yeah, not exactly the fireworks that we were hoping out of the top 3 on the Maple Leafs.
Lisa Grinton writes in once again, who would have thought Mitch was the only Leaf to score? That is a really, really good point, but I had a tough time with things on Monday afternoon, just reading that thread where it's like people are seriously coming out with the whole played really good defense, Rosie. Really good defense. Well, I would hope so. These guys get paid like top 10 players in the National League. I hope you could play defense. Can you, everything you just said, Crosby's been playing great D. The guy's 4,000 years old. He's leading the tournament in scoring. McDavid just doing his thing. Make a difference on the scoreboard. And people will say, Mitch Marner, okay, 3-on-3 OT. You just said I echo all those sentiments, but to me, it's just wild to actually sit there with a straight face, watch this tournament, and justify what these guys are doing. It's a small sample size, but to your point, it's been a decade long of this thing, and I think we're just prepping ourselves for the playoffs here.
Well, it's funny because you say one thing and people will jump on you, and then I go, okay, what? I said, we're not debating if he's a good hockey player or not. We're debating if he's one of the top in the world to get paid $14 million here in a couple of months. So I'm like, what do you want to do with this contract? I just flat out in the comments, what would you do with the Mitch Marner situation? They're like, offer him 12. And I'm like, and if he doesn't take it, they're like, well, then let him walk. And I'm like, well, what are we talking about here? That's what I'm talking about. Jesus, people are crazy. They act like they're just planting this stake in the sand and saying, over my dead body is Mitch anything but a world-class superstar that you have to sell the farm for. And then I put it on their plate and they're like, well, no, you can't give him more than this or you got to let him walk. It's like, Jesus, man. I don't know. Some people just really have this affinity for Mitch, and it's a personal thing, and that's fine. You get connected to people and teams, and you get used to them, and you like their personality or their Mickey Mouse shirts or whatever it is. That's up to you. But I'm just talking about brass tacks, Toronto Maple Leafs, their future. percentage chances of winning. Who do you build around? Do you continue on with the same shit you've seen, or is that crazy? And this was a little test of, oh, here's a world stage with the best in the world. Let's see if he stands up and is noticeable for people to say, you know what, this guy's got a lot of juice and maybe he's worth that. And in my opinion, that hasn't happened in this tournament.
And of course, the irony that Kyle Dubas is part of the executive team that runs Team Canada. And I think he is the biggest issue here. He's the guy who just caved in and gave all these guys the money, because you're so right. People are missing the point. Me and you, it seems on a daily basis, defending our sort of stance on Mitch Marner. We both agree he's an incredible player, but does he rise up to the occasion? Does he justify being paid as one of the elite players in the league? To this point, not sure about that. I mean, Auston Matthews even could say he scored 69 goals. I think you can make a better case for him. The Marner one's difficult, but I think you loop all these guys in. Again, this is not just a witch hunt on Mitch Marner. All three guys have not been good or were not good in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I don't jump on Auston because, you know, he's got 2 Rocket Richard trophies. He's got a Hart Trophy. He's on a faster goal scoring pace than Alexander Ovechkin. He's the only guy to get 60 plus goals in the last 25 years, I believe, and he's done it twice. It's like, there you go. Like, that's a contract right there, just based on what you've already done. Where, yeah, Mitch has got the big, points. He's never even had 100 points in a season, but guys are talking about making him one of the highest paid players in the league. And I mean, there's also the eye test. And when I watch him play in these big games, I see McKinnon just like break through and just bury like that second goal yesterday to give them, some breathing room in that game. I see Sid do everything that he's done. I see McDavid just like blast off like that game in America, just blow everyone's doors off, backhand shelf to like really set the tone, like just exploding with, a $14 million player should. It's like, there he is. There's the difference right there. And I just haven't seen any of the Leafs do that in this tournament, unfortunately. Again, they got a game left. Maybe Auston will do something crazy. Maybe Mitch will. I hope they do. But so far, they just haven't been jumping off the page. And with my already preconceived notions of what the direction of the Maple Leafs is and what they need to do, that hasn't changed my mind in this tournament.
Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.